Professor, thank you very much for your time. So, after the German elections, what direction of German politics we can see in the future?
Well, if the government will be built and the only choice is a coalition of the conservatives who won the election, but not overwhelmingly, and the social democrats who lost the election and were really humiliated by the voters. So I'd say the first problem is to build a government. At the moment, the Social Democrats say, well, we don't know, maybe, but it's difficult. Of course, they want to rise the prices. But so this is, I'd say, the first problem. If the government comes into existence under the leadership of Fridrih Merc, I guess we will see a more active European policy by Germany than we had before.
We have also seen the changing currents towards Europe from the USA. Elon Musk supports the extremist AfD, and the people are in the streets. What can the German government do about it? Could we see more influence from that party in the next few years in German politics?
Well, I mean, the only possible answer to what's happening at the moment from the Russian side and from the American side is a stronger unity of the European Union. This is the only chance. And my guess is that Fridrih Merc, who has a background as a member of the European Parliament and who is pro-European, will invest time and energy in trying to get the European Union together. Because if we act on our own, though France and Germany and Italy, and not to talk about the smaller states, then we have lost. So at the moment, I mean, the leadership goes with Macron, who is negotiating with Trump at the moment. But generally speaking, we need a strong European Union. I guess that the new German government will invest more energy in forging such a unity.
What kind of relationship with the US we can expect in the future? I mean, because the new President Trump is steering towards Europe.
Well, I mean, the American policy is very difficult, to put it diplomatically. But Fridrih Merc is somebody who knows the United States quite well, who presided the so-called Atlantic Bridge, a German-American institution for a long time. But I think our power to influence Donald Trump is limited, and it is more limited if Trump gets the impression that he can play with Germany and then with France and then with Italy instead of dealing with the European Union. So I'd say from his personal background, Fridrih Merc is quite skilled to deal with the United States, but our influence is very limited.
And what did he say about the internal problems in Germany? I mean, I've been there for years and I've talked to people. I've done so many interviews in different parts of Germany, and people's opinions are changing. I think young people want to leave Germany. There's a shortage of workers in Germany. The economy is at risk at the moment. So, is there any real strategy to improve Germany as it was before?
Yeah, we have many strategies, but we only have to realize one. So yes, of course, I think everybody is aware of the situation. We are in an economic crisis. We have been in such a crisis for now over 2 years, which is not very good. And we see a clear political fragmentation of our society. All of East Germany, so what decades ago was the German Democratic Republic, all of East Germany voted in favor of the right extremists. Yeah. So, and They got all together 20% of the total vote, but in East Germany, they got between 30 and 40% of the vote. So in this respect, the society is split. And therefore, I think for the new government, it will be very important to address at least two key issues. One is migration, and the other one is an improvement of the economic situation.
We saw so many people on the streets. In Munich alone, there were about 200,000 people on the streets and in demonstrations in other cities as well. Can this election result calm the people?
Well, even if you have 200,000 people in a rally, it's all compared to the total of the German society, a small minority. We have a repercussion of that in the success of the leftish party, the so-called Die Linke, the left. You know, they raised from ashes, so to say, and got 8.6% of the total vote. In Berlin, they are number one of the parties. So yes, there is a repercussion to these demonstrations, but even if you have 100,000, 200,000 people, I mean, we are a society of about 84 million people.
What will be Fridrih Merz's policy towards Ukraine?
Friedrich Merz, so this is the good news that the two parties, the Social Democrats and the Christian Democrats, support Ukraine clearly. Fridrih Merc always demanded to send more weapons and long-range weapons to Ukraine, which the Social Democratic Chancellor Olaf Scholz refused to do. So he is a strong supporter, and I guess that the people who were in the Social Democratic Party who were more reluctant, like Olaf Scholz or the leader of the parliamentarian group, Mützenich, they're out of office now. And the new head of the parliamentary group and chairman of the Social Democrats, Lars Klingbeil, and the Social Democratic Defense Minister Pistorius are also strong supporters of Ukraine. And in this respect, there is no conflict with Fridrih Merc. So I guess the support for Ukraine would be even stronger with the new government. The question, of course, is what's going to happen between Russia and the United States, and how much room for maneuver do we have, we the Germans and we the Europeans?
What kind of coalitions we can expect?
In Germany, there is only one possibility, and this is the Christian Democrats and the Social Democrats, because no other combination has a majority as long as nobody wants to form a coalition with the right extremists. And Fridrih Merc excluded that very clearly. Social Democrats, of course, also. So if you exclude the right extremists, the so-called Alternative für Deutschland, alternative for Germany, then there is only one solution possible, and this is Christian Democrats plus Social Democrats.
Is there anything I didn't ask that is very important that you want to say?
No, I think we covered the main aspects of that. So just to repeat that, you know, I see the bigger difficulty not in the new course of a new German government, but in forming this government, and that this could cost a lot of time because the Social Democrats are demanding a lot of things now. And as I said, they want to rise the prices, and this could cost a lot of time. And after that, then if they have a coalition agreement, the Social Democrats ask all their members, and they do that in paper with mail. So this takes about 4 weeks. So it's time consuming, and it's consuming time we do not have. So this is, from my perspective, the biggest problem.
Professor, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Take care.